The fight back is on. England keeps the Ashes alive. England have finally defeated Australia by 3 wickets yesterday at Headingley. A brilliant all-round performance from the England national team. They were 2-0 down in the series and they fought back brilliantly, and we will dive into the why it happened, why Australia lost the plot, where did it go wrong for Australia. But before that, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe. It helps it out massively. So after a long time, it's some cricket content finally. So let's dive into the third Test match of the Ashes. And England defeated Australia by 3 wickets. England made a whole sum of changes. They brought back Moeen Ali in this team, and they also made changes by dropping out the legendary James Anderson and the newcomer in Tong. But they brought in Mark Wood and Chris Vokes, who were fantastic throughout the Test match. If you look at the first innings, Australia Australia were bowled out for less than 300, but Australia did fought back, and it was looking like Australia would get 100 plus lead. But thanks to the skipper, the legendary, the ever reliable Ben Stokes, who was fantastic, who scored 80 plus runs, and they were fantastically. They were incredibly crucial for England to cutting down Australia's lead to just 30 or 35 runs, which was very crucial, which turned out to give England a fantastic opportunity to fight back in this Test match after brilliantly performing in the first inning with the ball. Mark Wood took 5 wickets, justified his selection into the team. I'm still questioning some England decisions because I do not, for the life of me, I do not understand why Robinson is still playing in this team. If they are going to go with four seamers, they might just well play James Anderson because it's his last Ashes series. So they've got to give him the opportunity. He's the experienced one. He knows how to play these big games because England don't have any more opportunity, any more chance now to let this one go. They have finally beaten Australia. It's once again Headingley seems to be a good ground for England and a bad one for Australia. But the Aussies need to be careful. It's the momentum has shifted to England, and that was the question posted at the post-match press conference by a reporter to the Aussie skipper Pat Cummins, in which he replied that no, not really, And then the reporter asked why. Then he said 2-1. I mean, I understand it's a mic dropping comment from the Aussie skipper Pat Cummins. It's a brilliant comment, but it's a great way to respond. But the thing is, they have to make sure they don't, go over themselves. They don't take England for granted because one thing this England team do have, they do lack quality as compared to Australia. But one thing England do have is the attitude to fight back because they have Brendan McConnum as their manager, as their coach. Sorry, I just said manager, said football correctly. So they have this man as the manager, as the coach again, and he's going to instill that fight back spirit in this team because that's what he was as a player, and he has instilled that into this England team, and it's a brilliant way to do it. I think it's a brilliant appointment for England as well, and I think they'll go a long way. They were on that brilliant streak, but. Yeah, it was a brilliant performance from England. You've got to hand it to England. Chasing that down. It was a difficult, overcast condition against the best team, the best Test team in the world, in my opinion. Australia, they are better than every team. Even it's a reason because they have held on to Ashes for a long time now, and they defeated India in the final of the Test Championship. They've got everything covered. They've got brilliant captain, brilliant. Spinner. Nathan Lyon is unfortunately injured at the moment. No idea when he will be back. But the thing is, they've got a brilliant fast bowling attack, brilliant way of playing, brilliant openers, legendary players, fantastic team. They're an all-round team. So for England to have any chance in this Ashes to regain the Ashes, they're going to have to play out of their skin. And this is what I said at the start of the Ashes. England did play well, and at best, and they lost. Then they didn't play well at all. They were absolutely pathetic at Lords, but they have fought back. They did make changes. You know, Speaking of changes, Australia also made some changes, and Mitchell Marsh who justified his performance as well. I think he needed to do a bit well with the ball. He was brilliant with the. I think he's got to play a bit more. They've got to play him more in the remaining two matches as well. But all down to Manchester now for the fourth Test match. Will England keep it up? Will England make it 2-2? And England have kept the Ashes alive. All Australia need to do is to avoid a defeat in the next match, and then the Ashes will retain with them. So brilliant performance. With a hats off to England. Brilliant performance. Australia will need to fight back. Need to look at where it went wrong for them. They probably took England for granted because they thought this is just going to be a 3-0 again. But this is not Australia. This is in England, and England will always fight back. at their home turf. So all down to Old Trafford now, Manchester for the fourth Test match. We'll make a video on that as well as soon as the game edges closer. But yeah, England have made it 2-1. Australia's lead is now cut down to 2-1. England have no chance. They have to win the remaining two matches to retain the Ashes after a long time. So good luck to England, and Australia will need to find a way to regain the Ashes now because the momentum has a bit shifted. Not much because this wasn't a comprehensive victory for England. They had to play out of the skin. They had to fought for this, and they and fought what they and fought that they did. So it's a brilliant performance from England. Hats off. Congratulations. All on to the next match at Old Trafford. See you soon.